no matter how distantly you are placed, no matter in whatever state of society you are from, no matter whether your school was good or not, Hindi medium, English medium, any medium, you can really work hard and you can really achieve success. What IITs or any educational institute or engineering institute teaches you is resilience, number one. Number two, frugality. Number three, innovation. So, and a systems thinking. That wherever you are a problem solver, you are an innovator. You can see the ease of doing the governance, the ease of doing business. You see how the Kisan Samman money is reaching the beneficiaries. This financial crisis happened. A lot of people in the organized jobs, Lehman Brothers, others, they had all collapsed. A lot of people, they came back to India. And then this fintech movement started because they came with a lot of knowledge and information and competency. So though per se, none of the organizations gave them an institutional support in that sense. But these people with their knowledge and effort and the resilience that I always say that IITians per se are very hard-coded. I had given a call through the Pan IIT that let us build Indus Valley. Let's call from the Silicon Valley to Indus Valley. And that Indus Valley thing has become very, very viral these days. A lot of people are appreciating it. I'm getting a lot of calls that this is a very apt name given by you.
Hello everyone, and I welcome you to this podcast episode of VisionIAS Visionary Talks, whereby we interact with leaders of India who are shaping the future of India. And today we have with us Shri Prabhat Kumar, who is such a leader who is not just leading in his endeavors, but he also handholds the youth so that he can build some institutional dynamics, some permanent changes in the society. He is a 1994 batch IRS officer, right now serving as Principal ADG, Additional Director General of NASIN, which is the elite training academy of Indian Revenue Services, Indirect Taxes and Customs. And he himself has been a product of IIT, and then he chose to come into public service. A very welcome, sir. And we look forward to a lot of learnings and insights into different endeavors of yours. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you.
And sir, you are right now also, apart from heading the NASIN in Mumbai, you're also the chairman of the Pan IIT Alumni India. So sir, please tell us about this, life journey from being an engineer to going into management, then entering public service. And now, from where do you get all of this energy that you're not restricting yourself just to service? I've been in service, I know how hectic it is. And you are in a very senior position and you are steering the Pan IIT community also. So very inspiring journey, sir. So kahan se aati itni energy?
Thank you so much. In fact, I am here today as a chairman of Pan IIT more and then the Indian Revenue Service officer. And as you rightly said that why we are getting into so diverse field, because of course the official engagement is so taxing and so engaging. And how come we are venturing into the other issues like handling the affairs of Pan IIT? Because I really feel that we owe it to the nation, we really owe it to the institution. We need to give back. And you must have heard about many IITians, many alumni people. They are contributing in terms of money. They're contributing in terms of infrastructural development of the IIT and its community. I do not have that kind of money, but the only thing that I can devote is time and vision. And it is a kind of give back for me to the institution, because we all know that how subsidized education we have got from the IITs. And to share with you, when we started education right in the early childhood, and the kind of schools that I have attended, if you will see the picture today, you will be surprised ki how come a person from that kind of education can come up to this level also, because it was beyond the imagination and dream. I never dreamt about reaching IIT. I never dreamt about, even I didn't know the name of IIT at that time when I was in my early childhood. Even till the time I reached class 11th and 12th in Patna, then I came to know about the name of IIT. So then my purpose and the, the purpose of my life's journey is to also to motivate a lot of youngsters who are perhaps in very adverse situation in very far corners of this country, so that if I can make it, you can also make it. So that's the kind of spirit and that's the kind of vision that I have got, that no matter how distantly you are placed, no matter in whatever state of society you are from, no matter whether your school was good or not, Hindi medium, English medium, any medium, you can really work hard and you can really achieve success. So it is one of those missions also, and with which this is a good platform to share my experience and my life journey, and to motivate youngsters, and not only to come to IIT but to come to the civil services and can do their best. And as you said that what makes me to come in the from being engineer coming into the civil services, and how good that idea is. So if I say that what IITs or any educational institute or engineering institute teaches you is resilience, number one. Number two, frugality. Number three, innovation. So, and a systems thinking, that wherever you are a problem solver, you are an innovator, and you have to really think about how to solve the problems. So, all these three things and the hard coding that I got in IIT education is helping me a lot in my journey, even in the civil services.
Very well, sir. Sir, I know that you don't talk much about your achievements, but for inspiration, please tell us one experience, because you have been in vigilance also, and you have been at the helm of the affairs in the financial capital of India, that is Bombay. You were handling the GST as commissioner there. So, sir, any one experience which will motivate the UPSC aspirants also in this journey with respect to that, how one can contribute to the nation building as a civil servant, sir?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, people, they really want to do their best in the careers, and what best than collecting the revenue, or shaping the policy, or policing the society. I mean, the states, and maintaining the law and order, or whatever. India, you see, there is a vision given by our Honorable Prime Minister of Viksit Bharat by 2047. So that's a huge kind of vision. And each and every government department is really focused on to achieve that kind of goal. And this goal cannot be achieved until unless every government department, every single officer contributes into it heavily. So that is the biggest motivation that we should have in our minds. And let me tell you one more thing. When IITs they were started, suppose IIT Kharagpur started in 1951, it has just reached 75 years of its existence in this year. So it was taken to be an institution of nation builders, that people coming out of the in the hallowed portals of the IITs, they will contribute to nation building. I will be surprised to know that when people were being selected to enter into IIT Kharagpur at that time, one question that was being asked to them, that whether you will be serving to build a dam in Bihar, or you will be joining the Tata Steel, because Tata Steel that time was in Jharkhand and erstwhile Bihar, and it was representing a private sector interest. And anybody responding that I want to join Tata Steel and not build a dam in Bihar was not selected. So that was the kind of motivation that drove people to the IITs, that you have to be the nation builders. Although sometime later, many of the people or some of us have left for USA or other countries, and then we were building their dreams. But the time has now come that all of us should join hand together and should try to build this country and be a nation builder and contribute into the grand vision of Viksit Bharat.
Sir, I'm really inspired by this, streak of motivation and vision that you have. I'm myself from IIT Delhi, and I've been part of the Pan IIT group. But it was like energyless earlier. And with you at the hem of affairs in Pan IIT, I've seen that a lot of changes are taking place and a lot of vigor is there, sir. So, what is your vision with respect to this Pan IIT association? How do you think it can contribute to, the society at large?
Yeah. So I believe that all of us need to contribute to our like society and our villages and our towns from where we have come up, because you have got that education, you have got that access to the information, and you can really do a lot of things. We need to connect back to our roots also. So recently, like government is also having a kind of campaign of Unnat Bharat, and they are also wishing that people should be able to contribute to their roots, the village, the town they have come from. Pan IIT has also given some kind of motivational call to people that we should get back to our villages, even if we are able to connect to our own village and take into account their problems and their issues, and we are able to solve some of them also, it will be a big contribution. And talking about the energy, you see, IITians are driven. They are driven by passion. They are driven by a lot of energies. It is just that that energy needs to be channelized properly, and people are willing to do anything. I have seen this thing. That is a burning ambition of every IITian, that if they can do something, but how to channelize that energy.
तो सर उसके लिए एक फ्रेमवर्क चाहिए, एक इंस्टीट्यूशन बिल्डर चाहिए. तो सर इंस्टीट्यूशन बिल्डिंग एंड पेन आईआईटी, मतलब इंस्टीट्यूशन बिल्डिंग ऑफ पेन आईआईटी, उसमें सर क्या क्या काम हुआ है, व्हाट न्यू थिंग्स हैव हैपेंड so that organizational framework is available to channelize this energy?
Yes, absolutely. So what we are trying to do is that we are trying to connect with all our alumni. We are collecting data of all the alumni. Out of 5 to 6 lakh IITians so far, the Pan IIT is now having the granular data of around 2 lakh people. We are also going very strong on the various social media platforms like LinkedIn, like Facebook, like Instagram, like Twitter, and all other things, so that we can mobilize these people. And until unless we provide them a kind of a platform, Pan IIT is also thinking in terms of creating a think tank. Pan IIT is also thinking in terms of creating a kind of a funding mechanism for the startups, so that we can engage with our various alumni and we can empower them. And we are also thinking of some algorithm where the shared power of each and every alumni can be leveraged together. We are going to make an application also based upon that. Our website is getting revamped. So we are doing all possible, taking all possible steps where we can really make the PAM IIT as one of the most powerful organizations, and where each and every alumni can really be there and feel proud of it, and can leverage the shared kind of influence and power to do good to society, to do help, to do the hand holding to the other alumni, and really take it far from here.
Yes, sir, because I think the experience is very, very diverse in this IIT alumni group, because people are in the banking sector, financial sector, people are from in the engineering sector also, people they have gone on to build very big companies also. And with the recent policy changes whereby the Trump tariffs etc are taking place, I think this group has a real potential, if we can get it going, to truly like make use of this, like जैसे आपदा में अवसर kind of a scenario. तो सर दैट्स रियली इंस्पायरिंग. कोई ऐसा एक आपका कोई ड्रीम प्रोजेक्ट जो आप चाहेंगे कि वो एक पहला प्रोजेक्ट बने एक पैन आईआईटी ग्रुप का, व्हिच बिकम्स लाइक शाइनिंग एग्जांपल फॉर द वे फॉरवर्ड, सर?
In this regard, let me tell you, IITians have always been contributing very heavily to the country's growth and somehow or the other. I'll give you the example. When we had this dot-com bubble, a lot of people had gone to US and other countries, and they were getting good salaries and they were almost settled there, and then suddenly this dot-com bubble came. Many people lost their jobs, all their earnings, whatever they had in the in the ESOPs and all, it all became zero. And a lot of people came back empty handed. So they came to India. But let me tell you, some of the this contribution, this IT revolution that started in India is the product of all those people who really came back and came back with a lot of knowledge to India. They came here under severe adversity, but they became an asset to this country, and we have seen huge IT revolution after the dot-com bubble. Similarly, when the global this financial crisis happened, a lot of people in the organized jobs, Lehman Brothers, others, they had all collapsed. A lot of people, they came back to India, and then this fintech movement started because they came with a lot of knowledge and information and competency. So though per se none of the organizations gave them an institutional support in that sense, but these people with their knowledge and effort and the resilience that I always say that IITians per se are very hard coded, and with this kind of resilience they really try to create something and take the entrepreneurial level of India to a different level altogether. So these kind of things are happening. Now recently you talked about this visa crisis and the job market crisis and the crisis in the global markets and all due to the policy changes outside. So it will also create a lot of opportunity for our people to come back to India or for India itself. I had given a call through the Pan IIT that let us build Indus Valley. Let's call from the Silicon Valley to Indus Valley. Okay. And that Indus Valley thing has become very, very viral these days. A lot of people are appreciating it. I'm getting a lot of calls that this is a very apt name given by you.
बल्कि सर आप पैन आईआईटी का प्लेटफॉर्म इस तरीके से भी बहुत अच्छे तरीके से इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं. अभी हम बाहर बात कर रहे थे तो सर यू आर प्लानिंग टू कनेक्ट दी दिस पैन आईआईटी ग्रुप with other sectors, including other countries. I think you are holding some you are planning to hold some very big conference. So I think the audience would really love to know about it, sir.
Yes, we are actually thinking of having a very huge conference come exhibition in Delhi in Pragati Maidan in Bharat Mandapam, where all different kinds of tracks, which is very relevant contextually at the moment for IITians and for the country. We would like to have the conference and conference papers and everything, and research papers, and also stalls. We are also trying to have different countries, because we have to explore the markets other than the US. So the global South countries, the BRICS countries, the other countries with whom the India has a very good trade relations, and in fact for the Indian startups run by the IITians or any other person. So we are basically wanting to explore them to other markets and other countries' startups and their businesses where they have the core competency. We want to come to our country. So it's a kind of Pan IIT Global Expo, India Global Expo kind of situation, where we can have mutual shared interest between the other country and India, and we can have more markets on B2B basis, on B2C basis. So this is the kind of vision. I am expecting a footfall of around 1 lakh people to be there. And yeah, that is the grand vision that we have. And we want to rope in the best of the political leadership in this country, and we want to seek their patronage and their blessings for this, because we are ultimately working for the growth of this country, growth of everybody. And unless we have markets, we explore markets and we talk business, we talk growth, and not possible to create jobs, not possible to take India to the Viksit Bharat of 2047.
That will be great, sir, because then Pan IIT can act like a platform to bring all of these forces together. So, sir, any timeline when this exhibition is going to take place, when this conference is
We
going
are
to take
planning
place?
to have it in the month of May or June 2026.
May and June 2026.
Yes, that is the plan right now.
Amazing, sir. And sir, according to you, recently there is rise of these new technologies like AI, blockchain, big data. So, sir, how do you think that Pan IIT network can provide opportunities in this sector, or how do you think that these new technologies are overall changing the economy, society? What are your views? Because ये एक इकोनॉमिक अपॉर्चुनिटी भी बताते हैं, बट एट द सेम टाइम इकोनॉमिक चैलेंज कि भाई एआई की वजह से जॉब्स चले जाएंगे. तो आई थिंक वी आर एट अ पॉइंट इन टाइम जहाँ पे अगर हमने कुछ ठीक डिसीजंस लिए देन इट कैन बिकम रियल अपॉर्चुनिटी, सर, be it education sector or be it private entrepreneurship sector, sir. And I think the Pan IIT can act as a like a beacon of light to show the right path. So आपके views क्या हैं, sir?
Yes, absolutely. Whenever there is a new technology coming, so then there are a lot of apprehensions in the minds of people that whether this will help us or whether there will be job losses. I don't know whether you have seen a movie called Naya Daur that was starring Dilip Kumar earlier, जो है black and white movie of course, and I think it is one of the very iconic movies where they had shown the conflict between this motorized cars and the tangas of that time, and there was a conflict. But whatever happens, people have apprehensions, but the change is always for the good and it creates more opportunity. So whether it is Naya Daur time or Industrial Revolutions 4.0 or now this knowledge data and AI coming up, so we all have apprehensions, but nothing like people just reorient. I'll give you one example. If you see earlier, the music, there was to be LP records.
Yes.
So LP records then gave way to cassettes. Cassettes gave way to CDs and DVDs. It gave way to the pen drives. It gave way to the iPods. And then ultimately in the smartphone, everything is coming together. Music is being created. Music is being consumed. Industry is growing rapidly. So what changes is the medium of delivery. So that's it. So people reorient every time to adopt to the new situation. And you are absolutely right. Then when AI is coming, there is a requirement of reimagining the jobs, reimagining the work, reimagining how the public service delivery will happen, reimagining how we will be using the public data sets available, how we'll be using the shared compute power, how we'll be using the algorithm to have things together. And let me tell you, it is going to do a lot of public good. When AI is there, or when you have such kind of the emerging technologies thing, you can see the ease of doing the governance, the ease of doing business. You see how the Kisan Samman money is reaching the beneficiaries, the direct beneficiary transfer is happening, DBT is happening, the JAM is there, and the government is trying to put in the digital public infrastructure in a major way here. You have the identity layer, you have the payment layer. At the moment, the unified payment interface, that is the UPI payment, is such an easy thing to do. We are roping in other countries also coming into our fold. And apart from that, government is also trying to provide the easy credit to people. The unified lending interface, ULI, and even the open network digital commerce, ONDC platforms are being created. So the point is, it will be very easy using this kind of public, digital public infrastructure to really redistribute either the benefits to be given to the beneficiaries, or to do e-commerce, or to do any kind of the government measures. And a lot of enterprises are being built. You see, there is Phone Pay, there is Paytm, there are other things. Fintech industry has grown like anything, and it is going to grow in future also at a very, very rapid scale. So all this is possible because of the digital public infrastructure. Now with the AI coming and the government is putting out their data sets in public, so that people can train their models and they can utilize these models to solve the problems. And it will be all interoperable, and you can change the operators whenever you want to have. So, in terms of the use cases, India is going to have the maximum use cases of AI, and that is going to create a lot of jobs, lot of enterprises. Although the business models may change, people may have to reorient themselves, but it is going to create a huge opportunity. And let me tell you that we need to swim along with the AI current, not swim against the AI current. We need to make AI our friend, not AI our competitor. So we have to use it in that fashion.
Sir, on that note, actually, apart from this big, exhibition plus conference that Pan IIT Group is holding, it would be a request from like my side and maybe those who are our audiences, that if Pan IIT can do something or about reskilling of not just ex IITians but in general the different every segment of the people with respect to reskilling, that Pan IIT maybe it can act as like a platform for skill development of this high tech skill. तो सर इसमें कुछ सोचा जा सकता है?
That's really a very, very good idea. In fact, in terms of jobs, we are motivating all our alumni to post jobs on our websites, on our platform, so that other people can become aware about it and they can really go for the jobs. And in terms of reskilling, as you rightly said, because that will be a very much required when the AI is coming in a full flow. So some people who may be losing their job, they may be reskilled, and then they can work with this AI advantage. So we are thinking about it at the moment, but as of now, we have not been able to come out with a solution to provide an institutional framework, but that is right in our minds. And we want to collaborate with the right kind of people and right kind of institutions who can really do this reskilling to our all alumni and others also. We are not only focused only on IIT alumni, but everybody who needs the reskilling we need to provide. I think government is also trying its best through its different mechanisms, and we would like to collaborate with government also in this regard and provide our own infrastructure and things so that people can be reskilled and they can take the AI as a friend, not as an enemy.
I'm pretty sure, sir, definitely something will come out, because when it comes to trying new things, you are not behind. I think IIT Delhi Association became the one of the first organization in the country to go for online elections. So that was really amazing. And can you tell about that institutional change which you brought within the Pan IIT?
Okay, to share that experience, I will have to go back to 17 and 18 when I was the president of the IIT Delhi Alumni Association. So, in that, what I had noticed is that the elections that was happening for the different, executive committee and for the office bearers and all, so it was not happening properly, and it was being rigged by the students of like IIT at that time who were studying in the library or nearby areas, and actual talent was not coming up. So my motivation was that we should broad base this election and let the alumni being anywhere, because at that time we had around 48,000 alumni of IIT Delhi in different parts of the world. So they cannot participate until unless the election is made online. So I had championed the cause of bringing the elections online, and during that process, I faced a lot of opposition also. Some people went to the courts also. They filed cases against us that no, this is not the correct way to do the election, do the elections. And somehow we prepared a good like counter affidavit and all, and we hired a very good lawyer. Mr. Das was a lawyer, very good and knowledgeable person with a very nice voice. So when he started arguing in the court was amazed that IIT Delhi Alumni Association is not holding elections online. The honorable court observed that if IIT Delhi Alumni Association will not have online elections, then who will have? So where is the question of having a kind of a ballot-based elections at that time? So this is a new initiative. People should participate. And despite all adversities and despite all odds at that time, and we had taken the elections online. and we made arrangements so that it is completely foolproof and everybody can vote. And the result was that people from the different walks of life and different places, they can participate in elections, and it was more democratized. What was earlier kind of a Delhi centric and Delhi based and near the vicinity of IIT, it was taken much far beyond and much more democratized in that sense, and it really helped the cause of the Alumni Association.
तो सर ये जो लोग ओपोज कर रहे थे ऑनलाइन इलेक्शन, ये लोग भी आईआईटी से ही होंगे ऑफ
Yeah,
कोर्स?
of course they are from IIT
तो
only.
सर ये इतना शानदार एग्जाम्पल है कि जो बात आपने पहले कही, दैट वी नीड टू मूव along with the current of AI and not against it, तो शायद से ऑडियंस सोचेंगे कि हाँ ये तो नॉर्मल सी बात है, बट इवन इन आईआईटी लाइक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन सच थॉट प्रोसेस कैन एग्जिस्ट दैट नहीं हमें ऑनलाइन इलेक्शंस के लिए नहीं जाना है, तो एप्रीहेंशंस हमेशा होंगी, बट वी हैव टू लाइक फ्लो विद द टेक्नोलॉजी. तो दिस इज लाइक अ वेरी मतलब क्योंकि आई वांटेड दैट एग्जांपल आउट because it's a perfect fit to that thing, that we have to move with the technology and not against it. And the kind of learnings which you have had with respect to like how to authenticate the voter ballots, etc. So sir, because one of our segment is also that these small things, they can act like a pilot project. So what do you think, sir, ki in future where all this online election thing can happen, maybe not in all bodies, but what is the future of online elections in India? And do you think that the system can be foolproof enough, maybe with the help of blockchain or something else? Because it can really bring down expenditure also which goes into election, but I'm sure there must be merits and demerits. So what is your view on this issue, sir?
Yeah, absolutely. When we started this online elections in IIT Delhi Alumni Association, and we had given opportunity to a lot of startups at that time. There was one startup called Right to Vote, one startup called Authbridge and all, to authenticate the documents that being submitted. My experience is that now online elections is happening in every sector, in all the AGMs of all the companies. Elections are all online, and it's all very authentic and nothing goes wrong. Apprehension should not be there at all. In the case of democratic elections for a country level, I think Estonia is having the online elections and they have a very beautiful model. I have studied that model. So online elections is the things like to go for in future, and there should not be any kind of some kind of apprehensions when we can transact online through in the banks through our online applications. Thousands of crores are being transacted every day through UPI and other things. Then what is the apprehension of casting the vote through online elections?
Especially, sir, with blockchain, etc.
Yes, absolutely. That's a very foolproof technology. We can have some auditors, we can make special purpose vehicles, we can keep some observers, under whose control the entire thing can go. Election Commission can definitely mandate that kind of situation. But I believe at the moment, you see, the voting percentages is how much? 60%, 65%. Why? Why it cannot be 100%? Why it cannot be 95%? Because people are not available during that time when the voting happens. They're scattered, they're different places, somebody's out. So if we can provide them an opportunity to vote through the electronic medium, why can't? We can do that.
Application of votes, etc. Many of the things, positive things,
they can all be eliminated. They can all be eliminated. You need to have ultimately from the physical ballot we move to EVMs. Now from EVM it is right time to move to the electronic voting, and that's the right fit and right case also. So I don't want to talk more about it because that's a different realm altogether. But of course, as a proponent of technology and the chairman of Pan IIT, definitely I will urge the right authorities that we should go for the e-voting.
Maybe we can begin small. Maybe we can begin with some small elections where number of voters are relatively less. Maybe vice president election, maybe, who knows, but ultimately the government will take a call. It is the pioneer in that.
So I don't want to say much about that.
Of course. So very nice, sir. Sir, we are also an institute, VisionIAS, who majorly focus upon the UPSC aspirants, sir. And so you have had a very vast experience. So sir, any kind of message that you would like to give with respect to the mindset which is required for UPSC preparation, because the journey becomes very, very emotionally and psychologically tough also. And the private sector alternatives, so should one have a plan B? Like एक overall आपकी तरफ से कुछ sir?
Yes, absolutely. You see, the first and foremost requirement that I feel that people who want to prepare for civil services is to have come here with the right kind of aptitude. And that aptitude is to have a service kind of orientation. That you have to serve the people of India, serve the different sectors. You need to work with that kind of vision here. Until unless you have that kind of motivation, you should not come here. That's number one. If you have, then of course the preparation of UPSC is like a seesaw battle, and it's sometimes it works in your favor, sometimes it is not. It's not working in your favor. A lot of disgruntlement is also there, and when you do not succeed, then it builds a lot of frustration in people's mind. So again, the resilience and the hard coding, that should be in your gene. You have to take the failures also with a lot of elan and a lot of composure. One or two failures should not deter you, and you should prepare again hard for it. And like the format tests your strength in terms of moral strength and resilience, that whether you are able to sustain that pressure or not. So I think people should be coming with that aptitude, that we have to really work hard for a couple of years here. But let me tell you one very beautiful part of it, and I used to feel it very strongly when I was preparing for the civil services. The kind of knowledge that I was able to get about India and everything, and its history, geography, culture, polity. I used to really think that even if somebody wants to work in private sector or any sector, they should all prepare at least 1 year for the civil services, just for the sake of this knowledge, and to understand the rich history and rich past that we used to have, and we still have. So just to know that what India is, what India used to be. India used to be a global power when you were having more than 27-28% of GDP of the world at one time before
Sir, in the past 10,000 years, if you eliminate 300 years, like from 1750 to 2050, which has yet not come, India used to dominate, the world GDP 25% or 33%. That was the answer.
Yes, absolutely. So what I'm saying is that we have to have this rich knowledge of the rich history and culture of India. That's very essential. So whether you have plan B, whether you finally get into the civil services or not, whether you work in the corporate sector, whether you work in any other sector, whether you are an entrepreneur, because now I will suggest people to become entrepreneurs. You can take the help of AI and become entrepreneur. And let me tell you, India will have millions of entrepreneurs in times to come with the use of AI, because use cases here will be so many. So what I want to say is that we should definitely learn about our rich history and culture. And now I think with the Indian knowledge system being taught across through the new education policy, that's a wonderful thing that the government has done, because we must know where we belong, and we must have that pride in ourselves. What Britishers and others did to India is that people lost pride in being themselves, being Indian.
They crushed the identity.
Yes, they crushed identity very, very, very badly. So we need to understand our identity. We should be proud of our identity. And if with that, if you are moving forward, I think the sky is the limit for anyone.
So since we are talking about identity, this is like a fun thing we're trying to do here. तो सर एक आइडेंटिटी आपकी ये है कि आप एक एक्स-आईआईटीएन हैं, एंड दूसरी आइडेंटिटी जो भी कंटिन्यूड है, आप सिविल सर्वेंट हैं. तो एक थोड़ा सा टफ क्वेश्चन पूछता हूँ, पता नहीं आपको एक साइड लेनी पड़ेगी, कि आईआईटी वाला एग्जाम ज़्यादा टफ था सर या यूपीएससी वाला?
See, I will tell you. At that time when we were preparing for the IIT exam, that time coaching institutions and other things were not so prevalent at that time. And the question pattern of IIT exam was very difficult and different altogether. And people's fundamentals were tested there. Every exam used to have questions which perhaps nobody had seen in the past. So you had to be there, ready for the balls. अब वो गुगली आएगी कि it will come full toss or it will go मतलब what kind of ball off spin या fast क्या आएगी पता नहीं है. So you have to be a very seasoned batsman to handle the questions of JEE of that time. उसके बाद थोड़ा सा जो है चेंजेस ये आए हैं कि now people are working on the pattern recognition more. The fundamentals are not so strong at the moment. Sometimes I feel that way जो है.
Because now MCQ is the pattern.
Yes.
In our time, like one of my paper used to be subjective. In your time also, I think.
Yes,
subjective.
It was all subjective. So you have to prepare for the exam. तो मेरा ये कहना है कि जो सब्जेक्टिविटी थी एट द टाइम ऑफ जेई एग्जाम्स अर्लियर, तो थोड़ा सा वो लाना चाहिए हमें वापस जो है. And with the help of the AI, we can check those papers very quickly. We can develop some kind of algorithm which can check even the subjective papers fast. And numbers उसमें हमें करने चाहिए evaluate. But UPSC के पेपर जो है शुरू से for the sheer kind of uncertainty and number of volume of aspirants coming in UPSC exam, competition, it's very difficult ball game. And जेई में एक है कि एग्जाम होता था पहले एक बार at our time. Subsequently it was then JEE mains and JEE advanced, 2 level किया. But in the civil services right from the beginning, when we started, the preliminary examination was there, then the mains was there, the interview was there, and we used to call it a snake and ladder game. That even if you reach 99 and the snake bites you, you have to start from 1. So the problem is that we had to, like, even if you reach interview level and if you could not succeed, then again you have to start from the preliminary examination. So it is a big leveler in that sense. So both the exams have a different context altogether and different competitiveness, and both had its own merits and its own problems.
So you feel, sir, कि maybe it is right time to go for some reforms in the both of these exams?
Both exams require a lot of reforms. And in fact, JEE, there is a discussion in the government itself at the higher levels that need to reinvent some kind of a new methodology where people with the right kind of aptitude for the technology should only be brought in to the JEE. Should not become that everybody's passion should be getting into it. And you see, even in the civil services also, I feel the same thing, that there are so many opportunities even outside the civil services. It is not that only civil services offers you challenges. There are so many opportunities. So people here with the right fit and right skill and right mentality, right vision, and a service orientation, they should only be coming for the civil services because challenges are huge here. And many times you have to work in a very, very difficult situations and take decisions, make policies and take it forward. And all kinds of challenges come to you. And especially in the social media generation, when each and everything can be amplified to such a level that it becomes very difficult for people to answer the questions. So that's a big challenge.
Also, sir, I wanted to know about this, project or your efforts with respect to integration of artificial intelligence in improving the GST administration, sir. What steps have already been taken, and what can be the future of it, sir?
That's a very, very good question, rather. And I must tell you that when we started GST in 2017, it was imagined as a completely digital kind of platform, digital tax. And that's the right thing because if you're handling such a large number of taxpayers and everything, manually handling those kind of files and issues is not possible. And you have to depend upon the big data analytics and all. But despite that, there have been some issues. There are issues of fake invoicing. There are issues of some frauds happening everywhere. So when we have the facility and the advantage of having the AI technology with us, so then we need to little reimagine the workflow and the processes, even of GST, apart from the other tax departments and other government departments also. So we have been working very hard in NASN, Bombay, and we have also conducted many workshops also, and we wrote a paper also on how to leverage AI in GST administration. Then I also specifically wrote about how to leverage the AI in the registration systems, and that was also captured in the Economic Times, in the government page and all. And I think Forbes magazine is also going to publish that article of mine in the next issue. So the simple point that I'm trying to say is that we have to reimagine our workflows using the AI, integrate various like databases available in the government, so that during the registration period itself, all the fraudsters can be eliminated. We have to have a very robust risk management system where the risk scoring can be given, and we need to really integrate the databases of all the tax departments. We cannot work in silos. Like, I'll give you an example. Suppose uh, uh, there is a flag in the customs systems. Custom systems flag will necessarily have a flag even in the GST system. A GST system flag will necessarily have some kind of flag in the income tax, and it can also have a flag in the enforcement directorate. It can have a flag in the banking system. It can have a flag in the security apparatus of India. So now all these databases need to be interconnect with each other, and from the days of need to know basis to need to share approach has to come, and there has to be a proper integration, and algorithm has to be such that the connected databases should definitely raise a flag. One biggest problem that was happening, like many of the banker friends were coming to me, that while granting the loan to the different proposals, we do not have the sufficient data with us in terms of GST, and these people are using the circular like trading mechanism to enhance their own like the financial books. How to tackle that issue? So if we have this kind of connected this thing devices between banking system and our system, they raise a ticket to us that we want to know about this kind of taxpayer. So our department can really do the risk scoring and send a risk score. If we do not want to share the returns, because returns are in the fiduciary capacity with us, so we can't share the data. But in terms of the risk score, that the risk is 0.9, risk is 0.95. That means it's a very high risk. And then the banks can do the due diligence further in this case before they give the loans. So we can really save lot of money and lot of hassles, and we can reduce the number of frauds being happening every day around us. So we need to use the AI in a major way in these departments.
And not just our department, but the Reserve Bank of India would also be very happy with this kind of integration.
Absolutely. In fact, each and every institution is doing something about it, but they all need to be integrated with each other. That's the key point.
That's amazing, sir. So it was really great to have you here. And the best part about you is that I again realized that you are a leader, who really takes the youth also along. So that's really amazing. Thank you for your time, sir. So nice to have you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.